Hello, I'm Delusion Dispeller, and this is part 2 of Within the Web of Narcissism. Deep down inside, the narcissist feels all the damaging messages he was given in his past, things that were told to him. As I said in the first video, he was told he was worthless, useless, should never have been born, would never amount to anything, or people have told him that he was so important that there was nobody like him. He was a good boy, a good girl, the best sports player, the highest spelling bee achiever, the star of the family, the one to be liked, the one to be lived up to and compared with. And indeed, he may have been compared to his siblings. He was the utmost of the utmost. He was given the message that he was top of the hill and nobody could compare, or he was demoted to the place of being a thing to the narcissistic egg donor or sperm donor. We sometimes call parents faultily because they did not earn that right. Okay, those deep down inside messages, the narcissist has learned to bury them way, way within, but that they still try to haunt him. That's the thing to remember. Those messages are always there on the inside, gnawing at him and reminding him, you're nothing, or you have to be everything. Don't let him see you sweat. Don't show a weak side. That type of thing. This is why your praise seems so very necessary to the narcissist, so satisfying and so needed by him or her. This makes you feel sorry for him or her and want to help and want to stay by them and want to fix. Indeed, they do need help. There's no doubt about that. But not help to stay stuck in this false sense of self. Help to face the real, wounded, buried side within. You can't likely do that for him. You are too close to the situation. I personally am a therapist, and even I can't help certain people, especially people I'm close to. The narcissist has to want to get the help, and this is very rare for a narcissist to ask for the help, because in his mind it's always everybody else's fault. He or she does and says the things they do. Until the narcissist is willing to admit that he or she is living through a phony persona, there is no help for him. He or she will keep on attempting to quiet those inner voices, that inner torment, by relying on outside accolades from you and anybody else they choose as their narcissistic supply. When a narcissist is confronted or something upsetting happens in his life, he doesn't have the inner resources to cope with that or to overcome these things. A normal person can bounce back from upsets, not a narcissist. They are very tormented when things don't go their way or the way that they envision and fantasize they should go. This is when you'll start feeling the narcissist drawing ever closer to you to save, protect, and preserve him from the powers that are on the outside. He can't cope, so he won't try to. In other words, instead, he uses your praises, your accolades, your respect of him, if you will, to give him a sort of distraction and deflection to silence those inner voices and that inner torment and things going on outside that he doesn't know how to deal with and cope with. He uses you to divert attention from the pain and frustration that he has from not knowing how to process what's going on, so that he does not have to deal with it. He has no inner compass to deal with these things. That, as I always say, those wires never quite connected. Okay. If you become the prey to a narcissist, you become swept up in his or her fantasy, the narcissist's fantasy of his or her own reality, and they created it just for you. Custom made to seem like everything you ever wanted. It will feel too good to be true. And he or she will appear to be the best friend you ever had, the most romantic boyfriend or girlfriend, the most fascinating person. They are everything you ever dreamed or hoped for. What has actually happened to you is the same thing that happens in cults all over the world. You've been love-bound. You've met a person who's very crafty and cunning and very good at what they do. They shower you with gifts and praise, words, affection, attention, and they know that you long for all these things. This will draw you into their web of grandeur. They watch you very closely to see how you respond, so that eventually they can almost truly say, I know you better than you know yourself. I know exactly what you need. Stay tuned for part 3